Okay, everyone, so welcome back to Zombiecraft, and we're now out here at Zombieland Studios. This is very much a work in progress, a large work in progress, but there's still been quite a bit of work that's actually been done out here. I've trimmed back my little survival hut here down to pretty much a ladder, and we'll take you down there to show you what's down in that general area soon. Still working on getting the green carpet put together for the rest of the lawn out here in the town square. But we've got the Hill Valley courthouse built here. It's mostly been blocked out with the coal blocks behind the windows and everything right now. Got to come back along and take out some of the lighting here, because as I recall, this should be, yeah, these are all half slabs up here, so this is spawn-proof safe, so I don't really need quite all the lighting out there that I've got up. Still working on developing the flats for the buildings out here, but these are all flats indeed in Word. There is nothing really of substance behind them. They are intended just to basically be there to look good, and that's about it. So this is kind of the street that you may recall the DeLorean zooms down. This is supposed to be the movie theater down here that it kind of crashes into when Marty returns in the first movie. The street light for the DeLorean lightning strike is somewhere down around here, so the distance feels about right, actually, for Doc Brown's plummet off of the tower here. It's the best I could kind of do for the clock in that small of a space. It just doesn't really lend itself well to any sort of complex build. And one of the things I'm actually doing out here with a lot of these builds is I'm trying to make them functional. So these are not just necessarily flats or anything, but I'm putting functionality behind them. Like over here I've got one of my cactus farms that's been providing the green dye for me. So we've got that, and alright, I'm just going to have to try to record over the noise going on outside. Unfortunately, we have some inconsiderate folks who aren't necessarily keeping in mind that there is some privacy that we would like to be able to have in our lives and not have to constantly put up with someone outside your door screaming and running around. So that's kind of the Hill Valley part of the build here. And in terms of functionality, like I was saying, this would actually be the corner, the retro bar in the future slash basic bar. This would be where the pickup truck was. The gas station is going to be here. In terms of what era I'm building towards, I guess I'm building towards a mix of the modern and the 1955 in a way, so it's not necessarily going to be all hearts and roses out here. This is my other cactus farm over here that I've built in, and ooh, that's running really well right now. So that might actually, that's probably going to be enough to finish it up because I've been stockpiling wool behind the scenes. I just don't like doing wool dyeing, so I'd rather have my white wool and then just dye it to what I need, provided the dye is not rare. So when I was last out here, this was kind of blocked off, and I had my sugarcane farm out, or my manual cactus farm used to be out here. I used to have horse pens out there. This has all pretty much stayed the same out here, but I've made this path, and this is actually leaning over towards, you can see I've got a beacon out there. Yes, after over a year and a half, I finally managed to gather enough wither skulls to actually fight and beat a dang wither. I don't know what it's, and I'm counting Spumcraft and Zombiecraft on that. I have just not had much luck at all of getting a beacon. So that's finally done. I still have some iron blocks I got to place at the bottom of this, but I'm slowly building those up. And you can see I've put a building shell around there and over here, and with just some extra end rods out there for filler at the moment. These are going to be, well, this will be a sound stage, and I think what I'm going to do is actually open this up and allow anyone to kind of come in and build a set in this. I'm going to make it basically just a giant building, really, a giant shell, so they could build a movie set if they wanted to, because I'm really crappy at doing interior designs. And then this is going to be the office area, which is currently being used as a oak farm right now, just to raise that. And if I go around to this side, I've got the start of a bridge over this little lagoon here. I want to keep the lagoon. So this is going to go out to what is supposed to be the main entrance. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to move the portal to be outside, because right now I really don't want to actually do any development over here. But the other thing it also does come to mind is if I do need to expand and start adding in more studio space, this is really the best place to start going. You can see I'm only about 3,000 blocks away from the Cleofian Desert over here, slash Rapture, so it's a little bit of a haul for me, a little less so for a couple other folks. But yeah, so that's Zombieland Studios. This is what I'd envisioned as the main gate, minus some extra towers along the way, actually. That kind of design and the color choice was actually more or less locked into my mind as I went into this server. I had that pretty much planned right off the bat. Just kind of the specific details weren't there yet. So then over here we've got what is the start of the Wild West set. So I wanted to actually go through, and this seemed like a really good spot that I could kind of fit in some decently tall building facades in close proximity to a street. So that way you're not necessarily going to see the mountain over here all that much. And as far as lighting goes, you can see I've even got a wall going up and around, and I've been steadily nibbling away at lighting this entire area, so I don't really have any mob problems whatsoever now. The first building here is the Surveyor, Assayer, Prospector's office. This is just kind of here mostly for random bits and bobs of storage. Actually, I should leave some food out here too, because I'm always running low on that. Let's actually swap that out before I wind up using it. And then over here, this is where I move my stable. So this is Joy Joy Jenny's stables and Hostler at large. So we've got some animals over here. That is a skeleton horse that I did pick up from my own skeleton trap. There's tons of them over in the spawn village too. This is an attempt at a wagon that's using the new mechanics with the trap doors to try to make wheels out of them. If I were going to redo it, I probably would do the wheels as the sides, or as the on the side of the block. It does pose a bit of a problem with the path blocks, because once you put anything over a path block, it devolves into regular dirt. So that kind of got a little tricky to kind of disguise that. And the intent along here is that tree line and trees are more or less going to try to disguise the transition between the two, that dirt and all sorts of stuff. Down here is where I started building what's going to kind of be the hotel slash saloon. So this is all eventually going to be finished off with a hotel, with the a saloon in the ground floor and kind of rooms to rent upstairs. Not sure how big or how deep this building is actually going to wind up becoming. And just off to the side here, you'll see the courthouse. So the street that's running by here will also eventually connect back down into the Hill Valley set itself. The other street that's going to be going out here will be going up towards this build that you see up here. This is a bit of a problem because I am, once again, absolutely starving. So this is going to be kind of the evil villain lair slash fortress of evil type setup. Don't really have anything too specific in mind right now for what I'm actually going to have built out here, aside from an easier way to get up, because I'm still having horror flashbacks to all the jumping I had to do to get up to Ice Blade on the last server, which is not a lot of fun. It really kind of gets old trying to get up the sides of these hills after the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time you've gone up and down them. That's better. Yeah, coming up on the actual wall here. And this is more just to keep mobs out at this point, because I'm not necessarily lighting up anything beyond that point. But this is the path down in from the current high spot. I'm actually going to take you down to here, because this is really where I started building, was over in this area. So I started off wanting to have lava falls coming out of the mountain, because I thought that kind of was a really neat contrast to have with the ice and snow and everything up here, or at least the ice I'm going to put up here. So the lava kind of went in first, and mixed very nicely with that water flow that's natural coming out of one of the caves there. And then that kind of got this little deck built on top of it. I kind of continued with the lava theme in there. That is some of the building supplies I still got left over, so I've got plenty of andesite at least. This has all been half slab, so it is mob proof. And then I need to build it kind of a it's like, okay, this is kind of a self-contained deck, but how do you get into this place? So I built a little branching stair system up here. This is going to lead into the main area, and this is actually, I'm going to kind of leave it open, so it's going to be a bridge out over this, and I'm going to build a second tower coming off of here. It's going to be more like the main room, I think. Kind of analogous to the throne room that I built, and then of course this stairwell goes further up. And the intent right now is to keep building this higher. I just haven't actually gotten anything built up past this point. But it gives you a pretty good view of what's going on over here. So you can see over at the town hall over here, I did start to put in a really rough ceiling, but I don't know if I'm not ceiling, a roof. That's kind of the extent as to what I'm building over there. It is just a shell. The back of that building is not going to be complete, and probably actually never will be complete. Knowing my building strategies and practices. So let's actually... Oh, I do. I don't have my elytra on me. The lag just doesn't seem to make much sense with the elytra, trying to use an elytra on the server, so I tend not to actually even carry it with me, much less use it. At least not until I get unbreaking on it. So back behind here, this is what will be the main entrance to my base. Right now it's just the back door, and a very unprotected back door. This area down here is where I'd initially done a lot of my digging. I used to have my animal pens up top on the grass, and I just basically dug them down and stuck them in here, so I've got my cows and my sheep in there. All of my storage, you've actually been down here and seen this on my UHC video. We've got the flag that I've kind of proposed as the new field trip flag. We've got my old blue style flag, and just all sorts of stuff kind of down here. We're running out of ender pearls anytime soon, fortunately. A little bit of a smelter setup, which I need to take care of this real quick. It's still a manual split process. I really could just dump everything into the hoppers here, but it's not a perfectly done process. So basically these hoppers are really right now more for just having, if I really want to do a lot of cobble, I could throw lava buckets and whatnot in there. Over here is just basically a back door to a lava pool that I found further down there, and just it doesn't need a light, just look bad. Over here is actually the original ladder up to my little startup house up here. I still have not moved my enchanting rig because I still have some materials I need to... Really? You placed a... How did you even... Minecraft. Go fig. So yeah, the ladder originally actually just did the straight drop here. This was a straight drop fall, but I had to move the ladder back one because of the proximity of the road up there. And eventually this is all going to get torn out, and this will just be a dead end to this hall. If I go down here, you'll see another area you might be familiar with which was where I was doing the lava PSA, I guess you could call it. And this has gone through some significant additional work. This used to actually just dead end with lava. Forget it, which end of the thing. What I'm trying to do is chip away enough of this to be able to put some tree farms down here like I did over on Iceblade on the last world. But the lava is proving a significant challenge to that idea. So I may wind up actually just making this more of an underground farm at this point. In fact, it's kind of what I'm doing a little bit over here, trying to set that up. The idea of the water's going to come here and kind of flow out under there, and it'll be a tiered setup. And then down here, what I've been doing is, as I've been backing and chipping away at stuff, I'm putting gray and light gray stained glass down here. I started throwing light gray in just to give it a little more of a texture. And at this point now, the lava, what I've been doing is emptying out all of these above 11 lava lakes. And there used to be actually a lava lake through here and another one through there that I've already emptied out. And I'm just kind of sticking it down, and everything at that level under is getting the lava treatment. Now, it's made working down here very interesting because, as you can see, I've started to run out of glass again. I burned through about 4 stacks of sand already, but at this point, the lava is now in place all the way over to here. And the intent, at least the long-term intent for this place, is if I pop up my view, you can see I've cleared out basically a 100 by 200 area. down here, and these two water streams here are more or less at the center of it. So this is all going to kind of be underground crops, farms, the whole 9 yards, I think, and I want to try to build it to also, this really, I'm kind of thinking would be like a Planet Hell set, essentially, once I get it done far enough. So maybe some sort of like a more elaborate version of a mine shaft, but it's going to take a while because these lava lakes are just dotted everywhere over here, and they are really, really massive lava lakes. These are not the kind that, oh, it's just a one surface deep thing. These are lava pools, and they are going all the way down to bedrock level on almost every single one that I've poked into, which is why you see a lot of cobble and dirt, because it's holding back the lava, essentially. So a lot of work to still do out here. And this has kind of also been my little bit of exploration for diamonds and stuff, too. Okay, and with that, apparently my voice is more or less just decided to give out, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, especially so I can finally toss this little clip into the other clips that I've been putting together for the last, well, essentially the last 3 weeks, because the first video started off a week after the server. But just want to reassure you guys, I'm not just sitting here and doing nothing. There's been a lot of grunt work, grind work going on behind the scenes. I'm building a lot of this stuff. And there goes the server anyway, so yeah, apparently that's where I am definitely going to end it. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the subscriptions and likes I've been getting. And if you've been hitting the thumbs down button, just do me a favor and just kind of leave a comment. Tell me what I can improve. I know I'm not the most eloquent person in the world. I know I've been having mic problems. Hopefully that should be straightened away now. I've moved the mic back out from the place I was keeping it. The content has really been more towards musical stuff, and some stuff like the Thank You Prank You has been a little on the bland side because it's really just sped up footage, which is just me shooting a lot of stuff, not showing much of the building. And that was more because I really had to speed up that footage to get all of it in. That was about 2 hours of work there, plus some, really. So, yeah, you know, if you've got any constructive criticism, feedback, go ahead and leave it. If you're just going to say I suck, well, okay, that might make you feel better. It won't really do much to me, so I'm just doing this for fun. So anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.